Thanks for watching the 2021 Benefits Year Open Enrollment presentation. In this presentation, I'll walk you through what open enrollment is and why it's important, explain your benefits options, and give you tips for things you should consider during the open enrollment window. Quite simply, the open enrollment window is the one time of year where you can make any change you want to your medical or dental benefits, whether that's adding or dropping a plan, changing plans, or adding or dropping dependents. It's also the time when you would sign up for a flexible spending account, or FSA, as flexible spending accounts do not roll from year to year. Once the open enrollment window closes, your only opportunity to make changes to medical or dental or enroll in an FSA will be if you have a mid-year qualifying event that allows you to make a change. During the open enrollment window, you should log into your personal open enrollment site, even if you don't want to make any changes or sign up for an FSA for next year. Take a few minutes to review the plans that you currently have and verify that the information of any covered dependent you may have on the plans is correct. Open enrollment is also a great time to review things like life insurance, disability coverage, and your retirement savings. The open enrollment window lasts only a few weeks, so please don't miss this opportunity to make changes to your benefits elections. Now that you understand why open enrollment is important, let's take a look at our medical plan options. Each plan covers preventative services like annual physicals, scheduled immunizations, mammography, and screening colonoscopies at 100%. It's also good to know that each of these plans covers exactly the same services. Choosing between the plans is simply a matter of how you prefer to spend your healthcare dollars. Our Albemarle Select plan is a traditional medical plan that features a deductible, copays for pharmacy and provider visits, coinsurance for tests, procedures, emergency room visits, and hospitalizations, and an annual out-of-pocket maximum that limits the amount you'll have to pay out of pocket during a plan year. Our Albemarle Choice plan is a high-deductible medical plan that comes with a health savings account that features a monthly employer contribution. With a high-deductible medical plan, you pay the allowable charges for things like doctor visits, pharmacy, tests, procedures, and hospitalizations until you reach your deductible for the year. After that, the plan pays at 100% with the exception of possible pharmacy copays after you meet the deductible. This plan also has an out-of-pocket maximum that limits how much you will pay out of pocket during any plan year. If you enroll in the Albemarle Choice Plan, we'll automatically enroll you in a Health Savings Account, or HSA. An HSA is a tax-advantaged medical savings account you contribute into on a pre-tax basis and then draw money from for eligible out-of-pocket expenses like medical, dental, and vision costs. The HSA comes with a convenient debit card. You can use this card to pay for your eligible expenses directly, or you can use your HSA funds to reimburse yourself for any eligible expenses you may have paid for out of pocket. In addition to any contributions you might choose to make, we'll also contribute funds into your HSA. The contributions are set annually, so you'll want to stay informed about how much this contribution is and when you are scheduled to receive them. Some part-time employees enrolling in the Albemarle Choice Plan will receive a prorated contribution that is based on their part-time percentage. HSAs are tax-advantaged and portable. If you leave our employment, any funds in the HSA are yours. This includes any employer contributions you may have received. While the IRS sets annual contribution limits for HSAs, there's no limit to how much money you can have in your HSA. Any funds not used for eligible expenses simply remain in your account until you use them. HSAs are a great way to pay for eligible medical expenses in the short term and a great way to save for future retiree health care costs, as you have the option to invest balances above $2,000. As long as you use the funds for qualifying expenses, any HSA contributions, interest, and investment income are never taxed. If you aren't familiar with how high-deductible medical plans and HSAs work together, here's a simple illustration. Throughout the year, we contribute funds into your HSA in addition to any funds you may be contributing. If you use your medical plan benefits during the year, your out-of-pocket healthcare costs can be paid from the funds in your HSA. This includes any deductibles or copays you may have to cover once you meet the deductible. Remember, if you have significant medical expenses and reach the applicable out-of-pocket maximum for the year, the plan will pay all of your eligible expenses for the remainder of the plan year. This is true regardless of which plan you choose. HSAs could be a great option for many people. You can use it now for your eligible out-of-pocket expenses, while also saving for future retiree healthcare expenses. If you choose to enroll in the Albemarle Choice Plan, take the money that you save by not paying the higher premiums for the Select Plan and contribute that savings into your HSA. It's good to know who you are when it comes to selecting a healthcare plan. Are you more comfortable having higher known costs in order to have lower unknown costs when you seek services? Or do you prefer to pay lower known costs with the understanding that you'll pay higher unknown costs when you need to use your health plan benefits? Are you open to the idea of researching costs or taking advantage of cost-saving programs like online health consultations? Knowing your personal preferences, your available resources, and your willingness to explore options will help guide you to the right fit for you. High deductible medical plans can be a great fit for many people. However, they are not going to be a great fit for everyone. Here are some potential disadvantages to having this kind of plan. Again, knowing yourself and how you use healthcare and understanding the rules around high deductible plans and health savings accounts will point you in the direction that is best for you and your family. Thoughtfully choosing among the plans doesn't have to be difficult if you consider the following. Who are you planning on covering? Just you or others? How do you and your covered dependents use medical benefits? Frequently or not that often? What is the maximum annual out-of-pocket cost you'll be responsible for? Think of this number as your annual safety net, as the out-of-pocket maximum limits how much you'll have to pay for health care if you or a covered dependent have significant expenses during the year. And do you prefer to pay higher monthly costs for premiums in order to pay lower out-of-pocket costs if and when you seek services? Or do you prefer to pay lower monthly premium rates and then pay higher out-of-pocket costs if and when you seek services? Remember, monthly premiums are a part of your healthcare spending, so be sure to include them when assessing which option is best for you. You'll also want to factor in any employer HSA contributions you might receive. Here's a comparison of premium rates between the plans, including the contribution that will make into your HSA if you elect the Albemarle Choice Plan. The middle column reflects the monthly premium differences, and the last column includes that difference along with the HSA contribution. As you can see, the monthly cost difference can be substantial. However, that's only one part of the picture. Now let's look at your out-of-pocket costs when you seek services. As you can see, both plans have deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums, and both offer free preventative care for screening exams like annual physicals, mammography, and colonoscopy. But here's where you really start seeing the differences. The Albemarle Select plan has copays for doctor's visits and pharmacy. Everything else that is not copay-based is covered at 80% once you meet your deductible for the year. On the Albemarle Choice plan, you pay the allowable charge for any service that is not preventative, until you reach your deductible. Once you reach your deductible, everything, with the exception of pharmacy, is covered at 100%. Prescription costs once you meet your deductible will be on a copay basis until you reach your out-of-pocket maximum for the year. It's good to remember that deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums are reset at the beginning of every plan year. Now that you know a little more about the plans and how to compare them, let's look at a few examples of two people who use their health care differently. In this example, we have someone who is very healthy, and she did not use her plan benefits outside of having her annual physical. Since that annual physical was free, she had no health care costs for the year. When you factor in the differences between the premiums she would have paid and the HSA contribution that she would have received if on the high deductible plan, this employee saved almost $2,000 by electing the Albemarle Choice plan. Next, let's look at someone who uses health care a little bit differently. This employee has exactly the same choices that our previous employee does. However, he uses the health plan differently. In this example, he would have been slightly better off by electing the Albemarle Select plan that year. It's good to keep in mind that your plan experience is going to vary from year to year, as can monthly premiums, deductibles, out-of-pocket costs, and HSA contributions. That's why it's really important to look at everything at least once a year to be sure you are spending your healthcare dollars wisely. The annual open enrollment period is the perfect time to do this important financial check-in. Moving on to our dental options, we offer 2 plans for you to choose from, the High Plan and the Low Plan. Both offer 2 free cleanings a year, annual x-rays, and coverage for fillings. The main difference between the plans is that crown coverage, sealants for dependents under the age of 15, and orthodontia coverage for dependents under the age of 19 are only available on our High Plan. It's good to be aware that dental coverage is not comprehensive in the way that health insurance is, and that there is a maximum benefit for each dental plan year. Be sure to have your provider run a predetermination through Anthem before you have any major dental work in order to be informed as to your expected out-of-pocket costs. Our final pre-tax benefit is the Flexible Spending Account, or FSA. Like HSAs, FSAs are tax-advantaged accounts that you contribute into on a pre-tax basis and then use those funds to pay for eligible out-of-pocket expenses. That gives you almost 30% more buying power, since the funds in your FSA are never taxed. FSA contribution limits and maximum account balances are set annually by the IRS. We offer 2 types of FSAs, a medical FSA that can be used for eligible medical, dental, and vision expenses, and a dependent care FSA, which can be used to pay for eligible dependent care expenses like daycare and after-school care for children under the age of 13, and adult daycare for eligible adult dependents. It's important not to confuse the 2. The dependent care FSA cannot be used to pay for medical expenses. The FSA comes with a convenient debit card. You can use this card to pay for your eligible expenses directly, or you can use your FSA funds to reimburse yourself for any eligible expenses you may have paid for out of pocket. If you want to have a medical FSA and are on a high deductible medical plan like our Albemarle Choice Plan, you can only have a limited purpose medical FSA. This limits your use of FSA funds to dental and vision expenses only. Here are some good things to know about FSAs. Medical FSAs are fully loaded at the start of the plan year. For example, if you elect to contribute $1,200 into your medical FSA for the next plan year, you'll have $1,200 in your account at the start of the plan year to use for your eligible expenses, even though it will take you a full year to contribute that amount into your account. This can be helpful for large or unexpected healthcare-related expenses. You don't need to be enrolled on our medical plan to have a medical FSA, and you can use your medical FSA funds for any of your tax-eligible dependents as long as they are not covered on a high-deductible health plan. You can now use your FSA to purchase eligible over-the-counter products. Check out www.fsastore.com to learn more. Our medical FSA features a $550 rollover from year to year. This means that any balances you have at or under $550 at the end of a plan year will roll into the new plan year. Any balances over that amount at the end of the plan year will be forfeited, so you'll want to set your contribution elections carefully to avoid losing these funds. And finally, you must enroll in an FSA annually if you wish to contribute into an FSA for the next plan year, even if you have rollover balance from the previous year. We have reached the end of this presentation. Please remember that the open enrollment window is only available during this time period, so if you need to make any changes to your medical or dental benefits or who you cover, or if you want to sign up to have an FSA for the next plan year, you must do this during the open enrollment window. During open enrollment, you'll get lots of communications from us about your plan options, eligibility rules, and general suggestions for things that you should consider before the open enrollment window closes. We also have a dedicated open enrollment info site that you can find at www.albemarle.org/open-enrollment-info. Throughout the year, we keep you informed about important benefits issues via our Benefits Focus electronic newsletter. We do our best to keep them short and sweet, so please be sure to read them when they arrive in your inbox. And as always, your benefits team is here to assist you with questions or concerns. You can email us at benefits@albemarle.org.